Hello, Slack Pack. Welcome back to my channel, Cerius Blaq with Cerius Blaq. Today, I am doing another round of 5 questions with me. And I have brought back a guest that I previously interviewed, comic creator Sarah Cooke. Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
I was so happy to hear from you again. I really enjoyed our first experience, the interview. It was very enlightening. You do so many cool things. You
Oh,
got a
thank you.
you got a dozen hobbies, and I've still been watching all your pictures of all your baked goods.
Oh yeah.
So, just over here looking like, man, I want some of those cookies and some of the. Yeah, you throw down in the kitchen,
That's fun.
But I wanted to bring you back for another round of 5 questions because, well, that's how I have fun. But also, more importantly, Slack Pack, Sarah has a new Kickstarter launching soon. So I wanted to be able to talk with you guys about that. And I'm just going to go ahead and put this out here. You've got Faster Than Light Volume 2 launching on Kickstarter. So, like, the first campaign, from what I understand, was a pretty big success, right?
Yeah, the first campaign did well. It was last year, and yeah, it did well. I'm
All right.
excited for the second volume.
So, like, before we get into the Kickstarter page, like, how did you, what made you start to do sci-fi anthologies? Like, what,
Yeah.
yeah.
So the story kind of behind that, I was writing a sci-fi series that I've finished writing now, and I'm about to start kind of pitching around. Um, but at the time, I was talking with Mark Burnell from Lesser Known Comics,
Yeah.
and he and I were on a call, and I was just saying that my main series that I'd been working on up until then, No Spell Lasts Forever, is modern fantasy. So the new series, whenever or however it went out into the world, I was just kind of telling him, like, I'm a little nervous. I don't know if no spell backers are gonna follow me since it's not fantasy. I don't know if they'll follow me over to the new series. And he kind of suggested doing a sci-fi anthology with a short in the world of the sci-fi series, which is called Mayfly, just as kind of a way to introduce some of my readers to the story and to kind of reintroduce myself a little bit as a sci-fi writer. Um, so that was how we launched the first volume, and there were
Yeah.
just so many stories that came in that were so good that I just couldn't cut. I couldn't cut enough to only do one volume, so I was like, I'm
Ah,
gonna do a
okay.
second volume.
Gosh, I mean, that was solid advice to give you, but like, yeah, I
Yeah.
could imagine that must be wonderful, but also frustrating with like having to decide what to put first and like mix it up and like curate for each
It was
volume.
hard. Yeah, trying to decide which ones to put in volume one and volume two was hard. Um, and it was, I tried to kind of have a balance of like different themes, and some of them were black and white and some of them were color. So I tried to have a balance of each in each volume. But they were all so good. And that was definitely one of the hard parts.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine. Let me go ahead and go over to the Kickstarter page now. Before we get into anything, what is your launch date going to be?
July 15th.
July 15th. Okay, sweet. We have time, y'all. We have time to get ready. All right, so tell me about this cover image right here. This rad cover image with this robot just getting down.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's by Don Monet, who also did the cover image for Volume 1. And it's the same family that we saw
Okay.
in that cover image. And the really exciting thing about it is Brittany Matter, who's a really talented writer and editor who had a story in Volume 1, saw this new cover image and liked it so much that she kind of said, I want to see a story about this family. And so I asked her, like, would you want to write that story? And she was super interested in it. So she and Dom actually wrote a new story for Volume 2 that incorporates both of the header images from Volume 1 and Volume 2. and
Nice.
it looks so pretty, and it's such a good story.
That's really cool. And here's just audience. This is the cover to Volume One. I was able to find this and bring it back because I remember being impressed with this in our first interview because that's a really cool layout. I like the lettering and but yeah, from my understanding as well, you did the smart thing of offering Volume One with in this Kickstarter
Yeah.
along with the new Volume Two.
Yeah, so
So
anyone who didn't get volume one, I mean, it's an anthology, so you don't have to read volume one to get what's happening in volume two. But anyone who
makes
missed out
sense.
on volume one, you'll have a chance to get it in the new campaign.
That would be me, so I'll be getting both.
Nice.
So I see that you have some examples here of some of the short stories that are, and like you said, some are black and white, some are color. No, I'm not going to ask you to play favorites or anything like that, but was there, because I assume you had to like look over every single one of these. Was there
Yeah.
one? There's always one in an anthology, but is there one story that like really broke your heart,
That broke my heart. I think,
or or
well,
gave you
Brittany
the
and
feels?
Dom's, I think, is really kind of heartwarming. Uh,
Okay,
Not to spoil it, but it has a very heartwarming ending. And then I
okay.
think the first one at the top by Hannah E. Smith,
This
um,
one, yeah.
yeah, that one does have some pretty heartbreaking moments.
Okay. I
Um,
mean, there's
a
all
lot
like I
of them do,
said,
and I love them all, but
yeah. No, there's
yeah,
always like one or two that like I don't mean stick out, but it's just like for every reader, I think there's always going to be one short story just like, oh man, I feel all of this. And I was just wondering for you personally if there was one that was like, oof, yeah,
yeah,
okay, I really get this one, and But I like what I'm seeing here. There's a lot of variety,
yeah.
and I assume it like look at this image here,
I love
by
that image.
Taylor Soft, and that's it looks action packed.
Yeah.
Can we expect any cool love stories?
There are some love stories, some stories that involve love. I don't know if I'd call them straight love stories, but definitely some stories that include a little bit of romance.
Nice. Yeah, we've got a look at this variety, y'all.
Yeah, that's what I like about it, about these stories too. There really is a lot of variety. People kind of took the theme. The theme was families, and kind
Okay.
of families of all shapes and sizes, whether it's families of origin or found families, and kind of how do families stay connected in a like a fast-paced, futuristic type world. Um, and the contributors took that and just ran with it, and they all fit the theme really well. But there's so much variety too.
Okay. I like this. I like the use of color in this one particular panel
Yeah.
right here, along
Hmm.
with the black and white background. But this right here is just cute.
Yeah, that's Mike Sears. I love his character designs. Just
That's pretty.
in this story, but just in general, his character designs are so good.
Yeah, I
And
can't.
then that one at the bottom, that's Brittany and Dom's story. It's called
Ooh,
Universal Language. And that image there was the header image from issue one. That's now a panel in their new story.
nice. Ooh, nice detail back here too.
Yeah.
Wow. Now
And
look at
then that one.
look at the grittiness of these faces.
Yeah, that's I wrote that one. It's called Chiaroscuro. The art is by Juzane Cast and colors by Aime Holly. And Brittany edited this one. This one is going to be a digital only. It's part of the stretch goal. It's going to be available in the digital comic, and then if we reach the stretch goal, our final stretch goal, our
Okay.
biggest stretch goal. One of the things that I'm really excited about is we're gonna, if we hit that goal, publish it as a perfect bound trade, which would be my first time publishing a trade. So I'm hoping that that happens. I'm very
Ooh.
excited. And if
Okay.
we do, then my story will be in the print version too.
Okay. I like it. Okay, slackers. I'm counting on y'all to spread the word to help
Yes.
make this happen because I wouldn't mind having this in print as well. So do the thing. Yeah, that's awesome. Let me just scroll back up a little bit so we can get one more look at all of these. And the 15th of July is when we can start backing this and getting our hands on it. Um, are there any plans to, like, will this be a soft cover? Or will there be like other varieties or anything like that planned in the
Yeah,
future?
that's I've been thinking about sort of the future of Faster Than Light. So this one's going to be saddle stitch unless we hit that stretch goal, and then
Okay.
it'll be perfect bound. Um, and I'm kind of thinking about maybe doing like an omnibus of volumes one and two.
That's what I was
Um,
thinking. Yeah.
yeah, maybe not. It wouldn't be part of this campaign, but I'd love to do it maybe next year.
I could see that happening, like, with the success of this one, because it will be successful, doing like an omnibus edition with like additional notes and some art,
Yeah, some
maybe.
back matter and maybe a couple extra stories.
Nice. Yeah, I could back that. So before we get into the bonus round questions, I did want to go and just show again this awesome cover for Volume Two.
The art is by Charlie Ragnarok, who is super talented. And then the logo is Second Rocket Comics. It's by Tim Daniel at Second Rocket. And
Nice.
he did the logo for Volume 1 too. So, and it looks so good.
It does. Yeah, again, like great imagery here with the font choice and the colors in the background. It just really pops. And I want to know what's up with this space cowboy. That's right. You protect those kids. So yeah, that is pretty awesome. I'm looking forward to like not only getting it for myself. I may like try to get a couple other copies because I love to collect anthologies first of all. Because of the variety and the story. It's just like you pick up one book and you get to experience a lot of different things at once front from cover to cover. So I'm into that. I want to get into the bonus round because we've got 5 questions to get through. But
Nice.
at the end, stick around because I got some information about Sarah for you slackers, and it'll be in the description of like where you can follow her, where you can find the. I'll put the Kickstarter link. Go ahead and hit the pre-launch button, and then we'll make sure to cover all of the things that she does. So, but for now, let me just go ahead and get into. You remember how this works?
Think so.
All right. We're going to spin the wheel 5 times. Now, here's the difference. Since the first time you're on the show, I have added more questions. So
Oh, nice.
there are now 50 questions and they're all
Wow.
still stupid. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and spin the wheel for the first question. Remember, do not stare directly at the wheel because it just might mess you up a little bit.
Makes you dizzy.
Yeah. All right. What did we get this time? Oh my gosh. Huh.
You
You
ever
know,
lost a fight and did you deserve it?
well, first, I've learned since adding this question that I need to preface with, have you actually ever had a fight?
Um, like a fist fight? I've
Yeah,
actually never really been in a fist fight.
you are lucky. That is fantastic. So then the answer to this question is no,
No.
and you didn't deserve it because you didn't cause any drama. So, and I'm assuming then too that nobody was picking on you either too much, at least not to the level.
Not to that extent, no.
Well, good for you. I am glad that you didn't have to worry about that. So, see how easy that was, y'all? Question number 1, out of the park. We can go to question number 2. All right. Oh, I like this one.
Pancakes or waffles? Um, I think pancakes.
Okay.
Um, they're both delicious. But pancakes can get a little, like a little, the crevices can get a little bit crusty, and I think I just like the kind of softness of a pancake a little bit better.
Okay. All right. And yeah, I
And I
think
think they're a little better for like putting things in them, putting blueberries and stuff in them. I think
Oh
works a little better with
yeah.
pancake.
Now, I mean, with you being like a baker and stuff like that, do you often dabble with like pancake mixes for the morning breakfast or anything?
I do. I haven't. I am not a huge breakfast eater. I usually just have like cereal or something boring and easy for breakfast. But I do. I will occasionally on the weekends make some pancakes. I went through a period a while back where I was making a lot of pancakes for dinner, and I was
What?
kind of messing around with flavors and stuff, and uh, yeah, doing like extra cinnamony pancakes and
Mmm.
playing around with it a little.
Of course, now I'm hungry.
Same.
All right, we can move on to question number 3. That is 3, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What do we got? Oh, come on! I'm rolling again because
Sounds
that's the same as the first one.
good.
Oh. Now,
Best scar story.
if you and that's if you have had any injuries, like, do you have any?
Yeah.
The,
Trying to think. I do have some scars. Probably cook like kitchen scars. I still have a white scar like on my wrist here from a time I was making chicken, and
oh.
it was a chicken that had like a sauce and stuff on it, and it was in the oven. And I pulled it out, and I pulled it too fast and just dumped it all. And I lifted my arm up too fast and like burned my arm, and there's still a white
Oh,
scar.
yikes. Yikes. Last year, it was just poor timing on my for me, but I reached over my like tea kettle pot as just as it finished cooking, and then the steam just
Oh,
shot out and
ouch.
burned me all right here.
The
Yeah.
steam burns are the worst
Woo. Oh
times.
yeah. I let out a huge like Tom and Jerry scream in the kitchen, scared all the cats.
I know my cats hate it when I sneeze. They will meow at me and run away. Like they're
How dare
personally
you?
offended.
Oh, that's hilarious. All right, number 4, I think. Right? I don't know.
I
We'll
think
just do
so.
it one more time. Ooh.
Doing fiction. Ooh. Hmm. I think I'd put Wonder Woman up there.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Um, I was just redoing a little bit of a Buffy rewatch recently, so I think Buffy has what it takes to save people. I'd put her up there.
Okay.
Um,
I would.
uh,
Yeah. I would trust Buffy to come save me, as long as Xander's not around, but Giles is there.
exactly.
Oh.
Who would be the third? Um, who's a good one?
What about any of your characters?
Any of my characters? Um, I would say, without being too spoilery,
Mm.
um, Rosette from No Spell and the
I
later issues. And the
Okay.
earlier issues, no.
Not until you've learned some things.
She had a learning process to go through.
Okay, that's fair. I dig it. And which I have those, by the way, because I also backed that Kickstarter when it was out, and I got all 4 issues of that. So I I,
Oh,
I
thank
kind
you.
of know what she's talking about, and I won't spoil it either. So I'll put a link to that as well, so you can see what it looks like
Oh,
and
awesome.
all that. So, all right, ready for the last one?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. Oh, oh.
Can you dance? I wish I could dance. I like dancing. I think it's fun. I'm not good at it.
Okay, so then follow-up question. On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad do you think you are?
Like a
10 being the worst.
3? Oh, 10 being the worst.
Yeah.
Like a 7, maybe a 7.
Okay, so you can kind of get by at like a wedding, right?
At like a wedding, I can avoid looking completely ridiculous.
Okay.
But that's the peak of it for me, probably.
Okay. Is there one, if you can think about, is there one particular move that's like you, there's just kind of your go-to, like your safe one where you know you won't look bad?
Probably just kind of staying on the edge of the crowd and just
Okay. Get a little two-step in.
a little bit.
Little two-step. All right. Well, look at that. You have made it through another round of 5 questions with me. And it wasn't torturous.
It was
It
fun.
wasn't it wasn't completely, some people land on some doozies, which are not, like I said to somebody else, there's no questions in there like tell me about your history with your mom, nothing like that. It's more like, well, you've seen. It's not that bad. But I did want to share some of your other things here because, like I said, you got a lot of info because you do a lot of things. And I'm going to start with this one just because this is your campsite bio. And, folks, if you can see on here, like, okay, so she also has a Substack that you can follow along and get like inside baseball information. I'm following it now, and I noticed that we get a lot of like information about pre-orders or behind the scenes kind of stuff about the books that you're creating. There's been a lot of Faster Than Light Volume 2 information going up on there, I've noticed. And then other projects. But here's like, there's links to the Faster Than Light Kickstarter. This is an older campaign that you did, and then like this is the last one. Yeah, but it's still nice to leave it. I don't know.
Good to
I
have
think
them
it's
up
still
there.
yeah, so people can see like your history. Actually, and she was kind enough to put a link on here to our first interview right here.
Yeah.
So, and then other media that she's done, and again, there's a merch shop down here, and all sorts of cool stuff. But one other thing, and I'd love for you to touch on this real quick, is there was a recent announcement about negative space. So how did this happen?
Yeah. This was unexpected, but really flattering.
Okay.
um, so I've been connected with Negative Space for a couple years. I actually won their
2023.
2023, yeah,
Yeah.
women's writing competition. Um, and it's which so when you win one of their competitions, the reward is sessions with mentors. Um, and connecting with the mentors who I got to connect with back in 2023 was so helpful. They had just really insightful things to say about writing and about publishing, and I've kept in touch with a few of them too. Brittany, who I was talking about earlier,
Mm-hmm.
um, was one of my mentors back in 2023, and she's edited a bunch of my stuff since then, and she and I have become friends. So it's really had like a lasting impact on me. Um, so when
Mm-hmm.
they asked me to be a mentor, it was like genuinely really an honor for me. So I'm going to be talking with, I'm, I, I'm not sure yet. I don't think they've announced which winners will be talking to which mentors yet. But I'll be talking about kind of crowdfunding and self-publishing and stuff along those lines.
That's fantastic. And I think you deserve it. That is really
Oh,
cool.
thank you.
I'm looking forward to like I know you're gonna have some killing information to share with a lot of people who were in your position a few years ago, and I just think that's awesome.
Oh, thank you. It's exciting, and they're doing really cool stuff at Negative Space. And anyone who is a new creator, I definitely recommend submitting to their competitions. They're still taking submissions. I should know the deadline, and I can't think of it off the top of my head.
It's
But
okay.
yeah, I definitely recommend submitting.
I will find it and I will put the link in the description of this video along with the deadline that I find.
Awesome.
Okay. And then last but not least, I mentioned, that Sarah has a Substack, and this is what the page looks like if you want to sign up and subscribe to it. And like I said, the link will be in the description too. And there's a lot of cool information that she shares in there. Uh, and I'm going to encourage you to share more baked good pictures in there.
I should start doing that.
Because let me tell you, I said earlier, no, for real, she throw down. It looks, it's mad scrumptious, yo.
Oh.
But that is uh that's a little bit of the gist of everything that I know about her for now. For now, and like I said, I'll put a lot of information. Is there anything else that you would like to mention to my Slack pack before we wrap up this session?
I think the only other thing that I just recently got involved with that I'm excited about is the Zelda Awards, which
Oh, I saw that on your list.
oh yeah.
Wow. Okay. So, like I said, you got a lot of stuff on here. So,
Yeah.
I didn't really know what that was. And it says that you can join right here. Let me put this up here. And there's a form for like, so what is this exactly?
Yeah, so it's a new, it was started by Carla Medrano, who goes by Moon the Storyteller.
Okay.
And it's awards, a new award that's going to be given to women in comics in a pretty wide range of categories. Um, they're going to be presented next spring. So Carla is the one who's spearheading it, and she asked me if I would want to be on the committee deciding who wins in the various categories. Um,
Okay.
so yeah, if you or someone you know is doing exciting work, you might want to think about submit. Like that's what that form is to submit work for consideration. So
Okay.
yeah, any women or people who know women doing cool stuff in comics, definitely submit your work.
Okay. Do you happen to know the deadline for that?
It's a ways out. I
Okay.
don't think Carla has announced the actual deadline yet, but it's a ways out. There's still a good
Okay.
amount of time.
Sweet. So we've got time to submit, and I will find a link to this, and I will put this form in the description as well. And that's awesome. Is there a site, a specific site, or anything that I should refer to as well, or is the form just
The form is probably the best, and Carla probably I think has a lot more info. If she has published the date, the deadline, it would be on her Instagram. It's at moon underscore the underscore storyteller.
I will find it. Fantastic. Fantastic. All right. Well, that was really cool. We got a lot of information here. We had a little fun with the bonus round. Sarah, you're a good sport as always, and you are keeping up the good work and a lot of the good work. So yeah, I had fun. I appreciate you being here, and I will. Uh, I'm gonna get this out as soon as possible because we got a lot of stuff coming up, y'all. So uh, look out for other stuff, and if you're interested, you can look at my previous interview with Sarah. It is on my YouTube page still. I'll put a link for that, and also make sure to look out because Sarah also does music video reactions with me, and those will be on my channel as well. So, with that being said, we will wrap up now. I will bid the Slack Pack a peace, and we will get out of here. And Sarah, would you like to say goodbye to the Slack Pack?
Yes, goodbye, Slack Pack. And thanks for having me on again. It was great.
All right. Thanks for watching, y'all. Do the usual YouTube stuff, the like and the comment and the share stuff. You know what to do. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. And for now, we'll get out of here, and y'all take it easy. Oh, there's my button. All right. Bye.